Hi guys, welcome back. So in our last session, we have seen how we can deploy the same project that we built in our PyCharm to our Hortonworks cluster. And we have also tried to run one of the jobs manually using Spark Submit, which got submitted to Yarn and it was successful and it has generated the expected output. Now in this session, we will see, as we have requirement to run multiple jobs one after the other, we'll see how we can schedule this using Apache Airflow. So my connection to the box is closed. Let me connect again. So I have already set up Apache Airflow. If you have not set up yet, please watch my Apache Airflow setup video and you have all the Airflow setup on your Hortonworks cluster. So I have set up it inside home Airflow. This is the directory. So this is the standard directory for Airflow, and the main configuration file used for running Airflow jobs is airflow.cfg. As of now, you don't need to change anything or you don't have to do anything inside Airflow CFG. In case we have to set up some configuration, I'll explain you how to do that in Airflow config. Important thing here to note is the DAGs directory. This DAGs directory might or might not be existing once you install Airflow as a new setup. So all the Airflow jobs are executed as the DAGs, that is direct acyclic graphs. And this is the directory that Airflow considers while reading all the DAGs available for scheduling and processing. So in case you don't have this DAGs directory, you can manually create it using mkdir DAGs. In my case, I already have, so I won't run. So you can go inside this and right now you can see I don't have anything. So let us create our first DAG and schedule all our required jobs. So DAGs can be created like any other Python files. So we'll create one Python file here. To create a new file, as I have already told, you can use touch command. So let us create touch gkc stores dag.py. So this will be a Python file. So let's see how to create one. Just a standard template you can get from Apache Airflow's website. You can go to quick start. You can just Google it. And these are the steps to initiate our Airflow DB and Airflow web server scheduler, etc. If you go to next, again all the installation steps we have already covered. So this is the standard format of a DAG. Let me copy this first. Let me copy entire thing. Paste it. And this just copied. Don't want it. So this is the standard format. All the libraries that it needs, it will import here. Now comes to actual code. So how this works is, these are few default arguments which can contain many key value pairs as per our requirement. We can mention here. These are type of standard configurations that we need to pass into any DAG. And then an object of DAG is created, and this DAG we can mention the arguments, that is default args. So default args is this dictionary. And then we can mention the description, the schedule interval inside that. Then we can mention our individual tasks, T1, T2, these are the tasks. And inside the task, you can either mention the bash command directly. This is the actual command that you were going to run inside your cluster to manually submit. We can mention the commands here, and that will be the part of T1 task. And in case you don't want to mention directly the command, you can create a template. So templated commands can be created like this, enclosed by 3 quotes. All the suppose in case you want to fire some loop and after that you want to generate a command and then pass to a task, you can create them as templated command. So just for example, they have given T3 task that does not have the actual bash command, but it takes the templated command. The templated command is this. So that is up to you. And finally, how you want to schedule the tasks. So I'll explain you how this works, but still if you want to see what all options you have, you can go back to Airflow documentation, and on the left you can go to scheduling and triggers. Inside this, you can get all these options, all the default arguments, the schedule interval as in you want it daily, yearly, monthly, and then under concepts you can see all this bit shift composition. So this is actually how you are going to maintain the dependencies while running the tasks. So you can do this by the bit shift operators or using the function set downstream. So these are same. First, this means first operation OP1 will take place, followed by operation OP2. Same can be done by using this function set downstream. So OP1's downstream will be OP2 or OP2's upstream will be OP1. So this is how you can maintain the dependencies. So in such cases, OP2 will not execute in case OP1 is not complete, and that is what we want. We don't want to run our other job until unless our first job is completed. So hope you get it. So let us come back to our code. This here, what it will do, this is how you can mention the multiple dependencies. This is like T2 and T3 both will execute once T1 is complete, but we don't want that. What we want is first T1 should execute, then T2 should execute, then T3 should execute. Sorry. We want the flow something like this. This is fine. Then let us see what else we need to change. This is the standard template, so I don't need this. First of all, I'll mention the command directly. Let's go from the top. So my owner, let's say it will be HDFS because I have to read and write some files in HDFS. Depends upon past. This argument true and false will decide that the current run of all your jobs, first job, second job and third job, in case that is not completed for yesterday, the today's run will also not trigger if you mention it as true. We don't want it right now, so I have mentioned it as false. So there are many options. You can see the values directly in your Apache Airflow documentation and do some hands-on. Now let's come to start date. Start date, here they have mentioned days ago. So days ago to, that means from the current date when this will be run, from that date 2 days behind it will start the schedule. Like suppose if it is triggered today as 13, on 13 if it is triggered, it will start the run from 11th. So 11th run will be done, then 12th run will be done, then 13th run will be done. So we don't need that. So what we will do, this is again the date time object, as we have already used this in our jobs as well. Similarly, this Python module will be imported and this will be a date time object. So what I want, in place of days ago, I'll create a date time and let me mention today is 13th, and make sure what happens here is, if you mention the current timestamp and then you try to trigger this job, this will not trigger. The condition here should be the execution time should be after the start date. Start date is the date before which we cannot execute the tag for obvious reasons. If we are mentioning the start date, we don't want to execute it before that, right? So let me mention 1 day back. Today is 13. I'll mention 12th. So that if I execute today, at least it will be after the start date. So date I will give 2026, that is June and 12th. Now email, this is the normal argument in case you want email in case of failure or retries. You can this will be delivered to whatever list of email addresses you pass through it. I don't want anything. Let me mention gkcodelabs@gmail. But the mails won't be triggered because anyways we are running on the local and no mail server is running on Hadoop Sandbox. So just for the sake I have mentioned. Okay. Then retry delay. In case this DAG fails anytime, number of retries you can mention and the delay. So 5 minutes delay. Let's see if in case it fails. Then we have to mention the DAG object. The DAG name that is actually Airflow is going to refer will be taken from here, not your file name. Like we have created one file, gk stores DAG. This is just a file to store your DAG, but actual name of your DAG will be taken from the DAG argument. Let me mention gkc stores pipeline. Okay. Then our default args will be same. Here only we have mentioned everything, and description in case you want you can give. GK stores DAG. Okay, and schedule interval. Now, how frequently you want to schedule? That means after how many days from start date you want to schedule the DAG. So what it does, it checks the start date plus the schedule interval. In case it is occurred, it will trigger the DAG. In our case, time delta will be 1, but I don't want to run it daily because anyways this system will be down. In case you don't want to schedule it, actually you want to just try and run manually, you can remove this or just leave it as it is if you want to schedule it. I'm going to remove it. Then let's come to bash operator. This will be our all the tasks. Let's consider T1, T2, T3 as our jobs. So my first job is this. So let me give the task ID as data refine. Then second task will be enrich products. Give that in task IDs. And third will be vendor enrichment. Okay. Then the next is bash command. So we have already tested the bash command, and that was spark submit. This was our command. Let me copy this, and inside this I'll paste the same. Fine. Similarly, let me do for other two as well. So for all, I have passed the spark submit command. Just in the last, I am triggering the respective jobs. And make sure you pass the py files. Then retries you can mention in every task individually, depends on past. Again, in case the T2 job for previous run was not completed, so task specific you can mention the argument, and our schedule will be same. So our DAG is ready. Let's see how you can schedule this. The complete code of DAG and come back to our cluster. Let's go to our DAG directory that was in home, airflow, DAGs. This was the file we created. To edit this, you can use the VI editor, VI, the file name, press enter. And as I told in my Unix tutorial, to insert something, press I, it will go into insert mode, and then paste. Paste can be done by shift insert or your right click of your mouse. Fine. So we have pasted whatever all we required. Then let's save it. To save, escape :WQ exclamation. So this is done. So we have our DAG. Now let's start our Apache Airflow and see how we can access this DAG. The Apache Airflow by default looks into the home directory of Apache Airflow, and that is accessed by the Airflow home. You see if that is set, and nothing is set right now. You can in actual production environment you won't see such things. From your side as well, if you want, you can set this Airflow home in your bash RC script. So once you start this server, this Airflow home will automatically be set. Anyways, we have always an option to export the path. So export, just I need this Airflow home and give the actual path. So my Airflow home is home Airflow, and that's it. Echo Airflow home, now it is showing. Now first thing to do here is initialize the Airflow DB. To do that, command is airflow init db. Give it some time. So this will be done. You can see the done message. It's giving some error. Okay, date time is not defined. Okay, I think we missed to add the date time. As we are using the date time object, let me see, VIGK, this is it. Okay, so we are using the date time function, but from the module we haven't imported that. So from time delta, along with time delta, we will also include date time. Let's save it back. Then try to init db again. Now it is fine. So you will get done message. Then next thing what you have to do, you have to start the web server as well as the Airflow scheduler. So to start web server, you can mention the command airflow web server and then the port number. Usually in the documentation you will see port 8080, but I am running this on Hortonworks cluster on which on the port 8080 already my Ambari is running. So I'll mention port 8081. And that's it. I missed something. We missed -P. So -P. Yes. So Airflow web server is started. Along with that, we also have to start the Airflow scheduler. So this is running as a service. So let me open another, connect to the same, and the command would be, again for this session also we have to set the Airflow, and followed by, if you want to execute multiple commands in same line, so this will be the first command, and then the next command, Airflow scheduler. This is the command to initiate the scheduler. So okay, the scheduler is also running and this is also running. Now let us try to access the UI. So our UI will be running on the same IP address but with the port 8081. Okay, so this is our UI. You can see multiple DAGs already created for as an example for you, but I don't want this. I have already whatever I created. This you can see GK stores pipeline, the same we created here. Okay, so let's see what all is inside this. Once you go inside this, this is the UI that you are going to see. So this is the tree view. You can see here the DAG. It follows like first daily data ingest refined will run, second enriched product, then vendor enrichment. So same as we have mentioned in the DAG, all the graphical representation is being done here. You can also go to graph view. Here you can see the sequence as well, like we mentioned T1, T2, T3. Okay. To view the exact code, you can go to code tab, and the same code that we mentioned is coming here. And this is our flow. So let's go back to graph view, tree view. Okay, let me go to the main UI as well. So here on the right side, you can see the similar links. This is through trigger the DAG. This is tree view, graph view, or task duration. So either you can access from here or going inside the DAG. So all the task duration, task size, here also you have all the options. Best view that I like is graph view because it gives you kind of good representation. So you can drag here and there wherever you want. So let's try to trigger this and let's see if all this executes in sequence as we intended. Let's go to trigger DAG, and here you have option to pass few JSON arguments, or that is optional if you set it up in your DAG. We haven't done anything, so just trigger it. Now if you go to your main UI, you will see DAG runs as running. If you go inside this, here also green symbol you can see in graph view. Again if you go, it's showing as running. So you can refresh it from here or refresh it here. Let us wait for some time. So looks like nothing is happening. Let's go and see view log, task instance details. Okay, you can see here DAG task DAG is paused. So in Airflow by default this setting is there inside Airflow CFG, we will see right now, but any time new DAG is created, that is in paused state. So to unpause, you can go back to your server and you can issue the command Airflow unpause the DAG name and enter. So let me try to do the same. Airflow unpause DAG. Okay, unpaused. Now let's go back here. So right now if I refreshed, you can see the status has changed. So the color around this, what you can see is gray. So gray stands for queued. For right now, first job is in queued state. You can keep on refreshing. Let's see if it has submitted. Let me refresh. So you can see it has submitted. So daily data ingest, this is submitted. It's slightly slow because of the cluster load. Now you can see the second job, it has completed, and same way in the airflow we are getting it as green. So this is success. If you go to success, it will highlight it the success one, and this is queued, the second one. And if we go to our yarn and refresh it, you can see the second job is also submitted. Enrich product reference. So our DAG is working perfectly fine. Let us wait for some time and let's see all the jobs are executed one after the other. Okay, here I think I have missed one thing. This 2 runs for each job. You can understand it like we have mentioned the start date as 12. Okay, so once we initiate the DAG, it will run from the start date till today. If particular run for that date was not executed. So right now when we triggered, it has checked the start date and it has also tracked if these runs were done or not. If these runs were not done, it will execute all the runs. In case you want to run it just today, you have to mention the today's start date. You can see daily data ingest. This was also run twice, and again the second one was also run twice. Let's go back to our airflow. This is also successful. So vendor enrichment, this is also successful. Let's refresh it. So similar way, you can see all the jobs are successful. Just ignore these 2 runs for now because we have run from the past, so it has run for both the days. Let us see inside our HDFS, is our output created. Valid was anyways when we executed the first job manually, it was created that time only. But for our product and sales enrichment, we were creating the directories in enriched, which was not having anything. Let's see. You can see just now 13 June 354. Right now it's 356. 2 minutes back, the enriched zone for 05 is created, and similar way as we were getting the output, we have all our data. And for vendor USD, again at 355 we have our vendor enrich. If you want to view this data, you have an option to either issue the command HDFS DFS. Also guys, this is the new API, HDFS DFS. The old API was Hadoop, so you can use either of them. Hadoop FS. So Hadoop FS is same as HDFS DFS. After this, arguments will be same. -cat, then the path, followed by the file name. File name is pretty big. You can give just the star. So it starts with P. So P star. Also make sure don't do this in actual production level projects because the files might be very huge and it is not advisable to do a cat on that file using the Linux environment. You can see as we were getting our final output, all the output we have in our HDFS. So in this video we saw how you can schedule and maintain the dependencies of Spark jobs using Apache Airflow. And one more thing, as I told you that Apache Airflow automatically moves the new DAGs to paused state once they are newly created, and then later we had to unpause the DAG. So to avoid that situation, you can go to Airflow home, that is inside home, Airflow, and go inside the Airflow CFG. Do a VI Airflow CFG. Inside this, search for paused. To search, you have to do /pause. This line you can see, DAGs are paused at creation. This is by default true. To avoid that situation, that once you create a DAG, you don't want it to be paused, so do a insert and make it false, and that will solve your issue. So I hope handling Apache Spark jobs using Airflow was clear to you, and please subscribe to this course if you want much more new technologies to be integrated to the same and you want to get the latest update on all the big data tools that we are going to use.